What's up, guys? I'm Ethan, and
I'm Brooke.
We just started this YouTube channel because Miss Falcone, shout out Miss Falcone, I know you're watching. We got to make a project in our English class.
So basically, for our topic for our project, we are doing stress and anxiety, and so we chose to do stress and anxiety among teenagers, because that's what we are. And we thought that everyone who watched this could relate to it. So yeah. So on my Instagram, one of the questions I put on there were, as a teenager, what stressed you out the most? So that's one where like everyone can just like free answer. It's not really voting yes or no. And then for voting yes or no for the actual polls, I did, does school give you stress and anxiety? Does your social life give you stress and anxiety? And then does social media give you FOMO? So for the ones where it was just like free answer, I wrote down what a lot of you guys said, and a lot of them basically said like college apps, because most of the people who were voting were seniors, and then just like knowing what you're gonna do after high school. A lot of them too were like not knowing or not having a friend group and feeling like getting anxiety or stress from that, because when people hang out at like lunch and stuff, you don't really know who to go to, which I think is not good, because because you should be friends with everyone, and then you can just branch out. Advice for freshmen. So a lot of girls said boys, and a lot of boys said girls.
Typical high school responses.
And then a lot of people said my appearance, which is kind of sad, and a lot of people said like how others think of me. So it like goes to show that we're all worrying about the same thing. Like everyone worries about what other people think about them, like when we shouldn't, but that's just like being a human, I guess. A lot of people also said tests and grades while balancing sports. And also a really popular one that a lot of people repeated was expectations with grades and like AP classes. Like if you're talking to someone and they're like, oh, are you taking any APs? And you're like, no, you feel like you're being judged for like not being smart enough.
So a common trend for a lot of these people responses were how they were viewed by other people, and anyways, and yeah, it's just crazy to think that like we live in a society where like everyone cares so much about what other people think, but you really need to dig deep and love yourself and think about what you think of yourself, and that's really all that matters.
Also, for the yes or no questions, I wrote down what the results were like for percentage wise. For does school give you stress and anxiety, 82% voted yes and 18% voted no. So there's probably like 1% that voted no. And then does social life give you stress and anxiety? It was at one point it was half and half, but then as it stayed, yes became greater than the no. So 64% said yes and 36% said no. The biggest one, which I thought was the most interesting actually, because it applies to me a lot, so I was just wondering if it applies to everyone else, and it does. It was, does social media give you FOMO, which is fear of missing out? And 85% said yes and 15% said no.
Basically what that's saying is that when people are on social media and they see other people having fun and other people doing stuff while they're sitting at home, or other people traveling the world while they're just not doing anything with their lives, it gives them like anxiety about feeling like their life isn't like good enough, because they see all these other people doing all these great things and they're not included in that. And so it's just crazy how much of a majority, that 85%, is that applies to them. So it's kind of crazy if you think about it. So that's it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed.
Please comment, because the comments are what we're using for our project. So please comment.
But yeah, also subscribe to get the numbers up, because we need the ad revenue, you know. Anyways, so yeah, make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on for future videos, and we'll catch you guys later.